Hello and welcome to Behind the Scenes. Zoe Slater is back after 20 years, so please come and join me. Hi, good morning. Secret squirrel, as just have to make sure that nobody on the outside knows that I'm here yet. Thank you. Haven't been here for 20 years. I remember a conversation that way about another job, and the last memory I have of being here. So this is really something quite special. Okay, this is very different to how I remember. I can take this off now. Oh gosh, I have morning bed hair. This is my dressing room, temporary one. It feels like I've never been away. Okay, I have a code. Let's see if I can get in. Yes. So this has been the cover name that we've used, and now I get to go into hair and makeup and start the week. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.
It's a big day.
Yeah, I'll just make sure I turn off vibration.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Lovely to see you.
You
Welcome
too.
back.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. What is it? Costume and makeup.
How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Very good. And should we go through and
Yes.
take you through? To...
I'll just grab my script.
Yeah. Keep that secret.
Yes. Secret. Just like my Bible.
Here we go. A whole flap built just for you.
It's coming around really quickly.
Yeah, it has. Although also it's feel like I've been waiting for it for so
forever.
long. I've had the images in my head for so long going, I just can't wait to actually get there.
Yeah. She is on set. Okay.
Cool. Well, good luck today.
Thank you. Go on in. Yes, we are. How are you?
Zoe, for me, she's become a legendary character in EastEnders, not just because she delivered one of the most iconic lines in the history of the show, but this is Kat Slater's daughter. She's someone we haven't seen in 20 years. That's 20 years of history for us to explore, to find out where she's been, what she's been doing.
I would say Zoe has lost her way being away from the square and being away from her family. I think she bore the brunt of complete dysfunction within the Slaters, and as a result just fled, wanted a new life and a new identity almost, and without her family around her, without that kind of those points of references, she's kind of fallen into some really dark patches, and she has a lot of trauma in her past which has made her more like her mum than she ever wanted to be.
She's telling lies, so we don't know how much to trust her. We don't know how much Stacey should be trusting her. Why is she so insistent that she can't see Kat? They're all questions that we're going to revisit, but her mindset right now is, I have to run, I have to get away, and I've got secrets.
But Zoe is so damaged. She was damaged before she left the square like 20 years ago, and she's made a mess of things on her own. That's what's great about the Slaters, and I think that's why they're so popular as a family, because whilst they can be really confrontational with each other, underneath it comes from a place of love. And I think Zoe was quite often the softer one, and when you see her come back now, there's a real fire there. She's sort of quite angry as well at Kat, so I think that there is a lot of there for them to explore, and again, that as an actor, just getting to work with Jessie again and sort of reopen those wounds, I think for Zoe and Kat will be really interesting for the audience.
Get up and sort yourself out.
So that was the first scene in 20 years. Very easy on the sofa.
Zoe is back. 20 years later, after Michelle Ryan left the square, She's back. But not only is she back, she is coming back in the middle of a hurricane. And only EastEnders can do that. The storyline is incredible, and seeing Michelle again after so many years is a thrill. The reaction, I hope, is going to be as exciting as it is here in Walford. So you're in for a big surprise. Not only does she turn up back in Walford, but it's what she brings with her. You're going to love it.
You call Cat and I mean it. I'm gone. You will never see me again.
So we've just filmed one of the first scenes between Stacey and Zoe and Alfie, and I feel like I've never been away. It's really strange, but it's also great because there's so much fire between them all.
I've been on the phone to the fraud office, you dirty little thief.
You're a dirty little slapper.
Oh right, rob me then insult me.
Who robbed you? I never robbed you.
Shut up. Do you know what? You can take the girl out of the Slaters, but you can't take the Slater out of the girl.
Well, both of you just shut up, yeah?
This is the set where we first find Zoe when she's in a complete mess. So there's a real journey to go on with her from being a wreck. I got a call from my agent, and then I zoomed with Ben and casting, and he just seems like such a nice person. He is a nice person, but when you're first speaking to somebody, he was so passionate about the character and the family, and I just felt like, yes, I'd like to go back and work with a really good team of people, and that's sort of how it came about. So to be part of it now, and to see all the old faces and crew, it's just like, wow, it's almost like a time warp in a good way. Like, I don't know what I've been doing for the last 20 years, but now I'm back and it feels right.
I'm Colin Nielsen and I'm directing Michelle's first episodes back on EastEnders. We've just done Michelle's first scene on the show. I made a big thing of just seeing her but not recognising her, so we shoot her from the back of the head and just see her hair. And the reason being is we've just come off Jean making a call to Stacey, so we presume when we see this person lying on the sofa that it's going to be Stacey, but then we reveal right away that it isn't, because Stacey comes into the room. So therefore, because Stacey's gone to stay at Lynn's, we think it's probably Lynn, but then we think it's probably Hayley as the story develops, because the way Tommy describes the person, he describes Hayley exactly like the person we've just seen on the sofa, and the whole point of that is to try and steer the audience to not think it's Zoe. We've just started with Michelle, and it's been great working with her again. I directed her when she was last on the show, when I started out in my directing career, so I did all of those early scenes with her. And also it's quite nice for me because I also brought Kat back to the show in about 2013, whenever it was, when she returned to the show, and now I've got the honour of bringing Michelle back to the show as well, and there's loads of exciting twists and turns ahead, so it's been a real privilege for me to get to do it.
Alfie!
So Michelle is back after 20 years. I've missed her tremendously. I've missed her working with her, the whole Cat and Zoe thing, you know, going back to You Ain't My Mother, Yes I Am. And when I found out that Michelle was coming back, I cried. And then when we met up, I cried. Because, you know, it's just, I've missed you.
Oh,
missed working with you. And, you know, Michelle's gone off and done great things, and I've gone off and done other things, but I always come back because I love it here. I feel like it's my home. And now Michelle's back, it's like, oh, it is like having my daughter back again. And we're doing the same scenes, but we're not actually working together because she's actually hiding. Zoe's hiding from Kat.
It just feels like coming home. It's really strange how it doesn't feel like
You've been away. That's what it feels like, doesn't it? Because when I left I've left a few times and come back. When I left for 5 years and came back, it was like going back to school for the first day, and I was really, really nervous. But as soon as I did my first scene, I was fine.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to retain all the dialogue, and then after like the first day I was like, this is easy, it just feels comfortable.
Yeah. So it's great. It's like having my family back. Yeah. It just feels natural. It just locks in. It just gels.
What the hell is going on?
I know, let me explain.
And you get to see the real maternal in Kat that Zoe.
Yes, which which Zoe didn't see before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like she's like listening at the door, and she desperately wants to connect, but she's got her own baggage now. So it's great that there's like 20 years of like material.
Yeah. I can't believe it's 20 years.
I know, it's scary.
It's crazy.
It seems like 5 years. It doesn't seem
It does.
like
It's
2
mad.
decades.
I'm excited for us, and I'm excited for the audience that remembers all the history. I asked Michelle, "Do you get it?" Because people shout out, "You ain't my mother," and it's me that says, "Yes, I am." And whenever I get that, I think, I wonder if Michelle gets that.
Not so much.
No.
No, you can't tell me what to do. You ain't my mother. Yes, I am.
But you know, it's great that it's such an iconic scene written by Tony Jordan, and it worked, and it made a huge impact, and I'm proud to be part of that.
Yeah.
So it's been almost exactly 20 years since we last saw Zoe, and we're coming up to the 25th anniversary of the Slaters coming into the show. And that was, because of my age, that was my era of EastEnders. You Ain't My Mother, that period with Zoe, with Kat, the Slater clan together. It's the period that I have such fond associations with, and it's why when I knew I was lucky enough to come in and run the show, I was determined to get Zoe back onto our screens. And I was lucky enough to have a very early meeting with Michelle where I could pitch her the story that I've been thinking of for quite a long time and that our writers have been working on for a long time now, and say, come on, come back. And I'm so excited that we get to go back into that history and do the next chapter of this story.
I ain't saying it was easy hearing her, seeing her face, but I'd done something so bad you'd never forgive me.
I hope, like me, the audience scream when they first see Zoe back on screen. And then you should also be screaming when you see how close they've got to seeing each other in real life, but not quite, just the other side of that door. It's a real tease, and we've had a lot of fun doing it.
Alfie, are you in there?
We know full well they will meet again, but how, where, and why, they're the questions.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Coming back.
I really didn't think I was going to get that emotional. It's really good to be back. Carl is lovely. Lacey, Shane, Jessie, everybody has just been so kind and so nice. And I'm so glad that you came and joined me behind the scenes. Oh my goodness. And I really hope you enjoy the episodes. There is a great year ahead for Zoe and the Slaters, and we want you to be a part of it, so spread the word. This is the show to be watching.
Oh no!
I just wonder. Yeah.